Alrighty, we got today's mail call. This is parts to complete a figure. Let's pop it open here, see what we got. I went ahead and it was just some for parts, so I did go ahead, however, and get the I can get it out of there now. Get the file card, because I didn't have the OG file card on this one. I do have a modern equivalent of this figure, but I plan on putting this in the back of my Havoc, like he was sitting in the picture, the little hover vehicle. Let's see, is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right, we got Lifeline. There's his file card. I'll pause it so everybody can read it. This is the back of it. You can still see a little bit of the figure there. And then, let's see. We got the parts to complete. The OG O-ring. Now mine already had his backpack, but that was all I had. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea how I got this. I don't know if I bought him with a lot. I think he came with a lot. I was trying to complete some other figures, and I think this is how I got him. And I gave him to Mr. S to play with, and Mr. S is kind of getting out of toys. He's becoming that preteen. Toys aren't cool anymore. But we got his cool. There we are. Got his little rescue med kit. There we go. That's what I'm trying to think of. And then let's see. How can I open this without destroying everything? We hear scratching in the background. Sorry, that's the cats there. She's on her scratch pad. Alright, there we go. And here's the mask. You put this over their face. Like that. And I do believe I thought it hooked in here somewhere. I could be wrong. Okay, then maybe not. Oh yeah. I remember now. Took me a second to remember, but yeah, there's a little slot over here on the side. You just hook it in there, and then hook it to their face. Oh, there's a podcat. These dang cats are all over the place. They always wait until I start recording to go nutty. Well, let's see. There's that. I fell asleep in my chair this afternoon, and I missed most of A Punk with Toys. I threw my back out at work, and I've been taking some stuff to kind of help with the pain, and it's been making me like really sleepy. But there's this pistol he comes with, it always kind of cracked me up that he had a pistol, a guy that's anti-war and, very, very much a pacifist, and they built his character around that pacifism. Gave him a gun. And then last but not least is his backpack. But it looks exactly like what he got. It looks exactly like what he got, so there's no lenticular stickers or anything on it, so I'll probably put that in the pile, the parts pile. But this is him. I'm going to now show you the modern equivalent here. See, it's a much bigger figure. And they look quite similar. There's a little bit of difference here. A little bit of difference. A good bit of difference. Oh, they're in the Terrordrome box. Because, of course, I better not be tearing up that box. I need to break it down and put it out there in the drill room so they don't chew it up. But see, on the chest of the O-ring, he has a little holster, but nothing in it, which I always assume that's just for his pistol. But this one comes with some kind of, I don't know what that is, some kind of like shot, like to give shots. I'm not sure. They gave him a really big. I'm not 100% sure what kind of gun that is. I want to say it's a M4 or some type of M4. I could be wrong. I'm not a gun expert by any means. I like guns. I just not an expert on them. And then of course they got they got him a holster for his pistol. The feet look a little bit similar. He's got a knife on that side, but they put it on that side. Had a gun on his left, and they decided to switch over to his right, I guess. And with it being on his left side, I would assume that might mean he's left-handed. But the Modern also came with a stretcher. And he came with a air tank with a mask that you can put over. Well, I won't take his helmet. I don't know if his helmet's removable on this one or not. I don't think. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. But yeah, you got an oxygen tank. You can just throw it over his face. You got to be careful with this plastic. It kind of gets thin and brittle after a while. But yeah, it goes over his face like that. I'll take it off. It's a little big on him. It's a little big on him because the Modern is a little bit bigger. He also comes with a, that's pretty cool that his helmet's removable. Sometimes I forget. And then his thing also opens up. And he has an IV bag. Sorry, cats are always crazy. But he has an IV bag, and then you can hook this into this little port right there. And then it's like an IV bag. You can hook it around their wrist, and you can have him hold up his IV bag. They did pretty good details on these. And then they got paddles. They got these I forget the name of them, but they're to shock your heart back in rhythm. And they just fit right in there. And then you can put there's even a spot for that. And it just pops right in there. Now these do pop loose very easily. They pop out really easy. They rattle around. And, dang it. Get it in there. All right. And then it says rescue. Ooh. Now you can put. Oh, his thing fell back out. Sometimes. Oh, there we go. You can put this in here. But you just gotta be careful because these will, they can crack. But this one, you don't. I never really had to worry about this one being put in there. You just kind of have to snake it around in there a little bit. But yeah, there's this little rescue. Yeah, it's just a hair bit smaller than the vintage, but I mean it works. And he, like I said, he also comes with that. I don't recommend putting this in here. I mean, you can, but you're gonna break this. Ask me how I know. This will break if you put it in there. So it's honestly best if you just set it off on the shelf, off to the side or something. And again, I don't recommend putting that in there. You can put it in there. This does not pop off or does not come out, and it will break. So, like I said, you can put a figure on there. They have, they don't have any handles on this side, but you do have handles on this side. Basically, you can have your Joe hold them like this, but they're kind of being dragged. I've always put the head on this side first, and but this little hole is actually for that IV bag. Oh, I forgot to, let me show you there. You can put the IV bag, instead of having them hold it. Oop, pull it back out. You can hook the IV bag in there, and it can, like that. It's nice detail. That's one thing I like about the modern figures. They're just a little bit more detail, a little bit more involved. I do like I said, there's nothing wrong with the O-rings. These, I do have his file card, but it's in a big box, and I don't really, I know where it is. I just don't feel like digging through it. But the modern cards are like half the size. They're like that big. They're like that big, and they don't have as much detail on it. Because I believe he came in a 2-pack, I want to say. No, he was single. Yeah, he was a single carded, yeah. I remember now. But anyway, this is it. This is a Lifeline. I finally got him complete. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I've seen people hook like the hook like this around the thing there. I've seen people do this. Let me know how y'all store these, and I'm always up for ideas. I mean, I could be, I could be wrong in weighing and putting this on the shelf, and I'm trying not to bend as much because I mean this is 40-year-old plastic. And then I'm gonna put his pistol in his left hand. So that's one thing about the OGs. They held their pistols funny, but I mean when you're a kid, you didn't care. And I do like some of the O-ring some parts of the O-ring, like on this figure you can't really tell, but he's got a chest cut right there in the middle. And on this particular version, it's okay because he's got all the stuff on his. He is a little loose, but he's been that way since I pulled him out of the box. But I mean, like I said, the chest cut doesn't really get in the way too much on him because he's got all that stuff on his chest. But I do like it on the bottom because it just works better. I do like the ball jointed head because on these you can kind of see he's got like a cut. It's just the head sculpts. I mean, even though the modern's got a lot more detail on it, he just kind of has a little more. And I'm not sure if I should put that in his hand or not because I think it looks like I'd break his thumb. Let's see. I'm going to attempt it, but if it feels like it's going to break his thumb, I'm going to stop. And yeah, I'm going to stop because it feels like it's going to break it. So I'm not gonna break his thumb. Again, I'm just gonna put him in the back of the Havoc because the Havoc is my favorite vehicle. I know it's goofy. It's goofy and has no tactical. Nothing about it is very tactical. I mean, your pilot is sitting in open, but it's got a lot of play features. It holds quite a few. It holds a few characters, and it's just I like it. I like it for all its goofiness. To me, it was that was always my like support vehicle. You know, he was able to like pull people out of a ditch, or he lifts up to kind of like look long range and stuff like that. It was more of a support vehicle and not a full frontal attack vehicle. And then I used the thing as a scout, the little extra hovercraft as a scout. Again, it's midnight. Cats got the zoomies. They get their zoomies always at night. But anyway, this is Lifeline. I'm glad to finally have them complete. And I'm glad to finally have them complete. I've been wanting to complete them for a little while and put them in the back of the Havoc. And except Mr. S he just kind of not interested in them anymore. He didn't really. He likes some of the classified zoomies. He's got some of the classified stuff, but not as many. And he's getting, he doesn't like figures and stuff. He likes video games. He likes the typical games of Minecraft and Fortnite and all that stuff. So he doesn't. He's getting that age where his stuff doesn't interest him. But it's still fun. He still says it's fun to go out and look for G.I. Joes. It's still fun to go out to the Total Nostalgia place and look around, get a couple of comics. He has been reading some of the classic G.I. Joe comics. He says he does like them better than the cartoon, which I agree. And I'm in a quest to get all the original comics. I'm on a quest. It's gonna be a long quest, but it's a quest nonetheless. And anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Give shout outs to Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro. He just made a really cool video about restoring a Crystal Balls shield. He found like a 3D effect vinyl, and he cut it into his shield, and he did like a 3D printing of his shield. I mean, it just looks great. You gotta check it out. And catch What's on Joe Mind every Wednesday. It used to be Tuesday, but now it's Wednesday. And there goes the box. Anyway, check out What's on Joe Mind. Check out Kiwi's G.I. Joe Customs. He does a lot of good, cool work too. And check out Sparkster 1701. He has some really cool Transformer stuff, and he has some wickedly awesome G.I. Joe custom Legos he does. He's just really good. But anyway, everybody have a good day, have a good week, and yo Joe.